In this video, I'm going to compare the Apple iPhone 12 mini with the Apple iPhone 6s. So the Apple iPhone 12 mini is the cheapest 5G phone offered by Apple. It was released in 2020, while the Apple iPhone 6s is an older device which was released in 2015, and it's a 4G device. For the price, the iPhone 12 mini currently sells for $700. And the Apple iPhone 6s could be had only used. They don't sell it anymore, and you can find it for like as low as $50 used. Overall size, the 12 mini is 5 inches tall, 2.5 inches wide, 0.29 inches thick. The 6s is 5.4 inches in height, 2.6 inches in width, 0.28 inches thick. So the iPhone 12 mini is actually smaller than the 6s. The 12 mini weighs 4.7 ounces, which is less than the 5 ounces on the iPhone 6s. But both of these phones are very lightweight compared to all the phones currently available. For the build quality, the 12 mini has a glass front and glass back aluminum frame. 6s has a glass front, aluminum back, aluminum frame. Both of these have a great build quality. They're both flagship level quality. It's just that one has a glass and one has aluminum. So obviously the glass, if you drop it, will crack way easier and get damaged way easier than the 6s. The 12 mini has a dual SIM capability. One of the SIMs is an eSIM where you don't have to physically need to buy a physical SIM card. You could activate the service right on the phone. And this also gives you the ability to have 2 different phone numbers and 2 different data plans at the same time for flexibility, great for travelers. The 6s does not have that. It only has 1 SIM card slot. The 12 mini has an IP68 dust and water resistance, while the iPhone 6s does not have that. For the display, the 12 mini has a Super Retina OLED display. The 6s has an IPS LCD. For the size, the iPhone 12 mini has a 5.4 inch display. The 6s has a 4.7 inch display, so you're getting more screen on the iPhone 12 mini. The screen to body ratio on the 12 mini is 85%. Versus the 65% on the 6s. So basically you got lots of bezels with that old school look on the 6s. And you have more modern, more screen real estate on the 12 mini. The 12 mini has a resolution of 1080 by 2340. The iPhone 6s has a 750 by 1334 resolution. The 12 mini has a PPI of 476, and the 6s has a PPI of 326 PPI. So you're gonna get an overall better screen on the 12 mini. For the software, the 12 mini launched with iOS 14, and it's currently with the newest iOS 14.5.1 as of this video. So it's very, very new. The 6s launched with iOS 9, and it did upgrade to iOS 14.5.1. So they both have the same up-to-date software, but I believe this is the last one for the 6s. That's one good reason why these are very comparable. They still are running the same version of the OS. The 12 mini is rocking the A14 Bionic chip. The 6s is rocking Apple A9. The 12 mini starts off with internal storage of 64 gigs, while the 6s starts out at 16 gigs of storage. You get 4 gigs of RAM on the 12 mini, you get 2 gigs of RAM in the 6s. For the camera system, you have a dual camera setup on the 12 mini, a 12 megapixel main, a 12 megapixel ultra wide. The 6s has a single 12 megapixel shooter. They both film video in 4K. For the selfie camera, the 12 mini has a 12 megapixel shooter. 6s has a 5 megapixel shooter. You can shoot 4K on the 12 mini with the selfie camera. You get to shoot only in 720p on the 6s. The 12 mini does not come with a headphone jack, but the bonus on the 6s is that it does have a headphone jack, so that's going to make a lot of people happy. That way you can connect your mic, your headphones, and connect it to your car to listen to music via aux cord. So a little win on the 6s. For wireless connectivity, the 12 mini has Bluetooth 5.0, 6S has Bluetooth 4.2. Both of these versions of Bluetooth will be able to connect to your wireless devices, your wearables, your smartwatch, your Apple Watch, your wireless headphones, your speakers. Both are very capable. Both phones have NFC, that's mostly used for Apple Pay, and they both have Lightning connector for charging. For unlocking and security, the 12 mini uses Face ID, while the 6S has the old school fingerprint with the home button. Last but not least is the battery. The 12 mini has a 2,227 milliamp battery versus the smaller 1,715 milliamp on the 6S. The 12 mini also supports fast charging at 20 watts, while the 6S does not support that. Give you 50% charge in 30 minutes. And it also has Qi magnetic fast charging, so you got that MagSafe on the 12 mini. Nothing like that on the 6S, just regular charging. So after comparing both of these phones, I mean, it's obvious that the better overall phone is the 12 mini, but it's also the more expensive one. They're separated by many, many years. I mean, at one point the 6S was a flagship phone when it came out, and it still feels very premium. I mean, it's you can't take that away from the 6S. The 12 mini is $700 plus. It has 5G. That's one of the probably the bigger points about this phone, is that it has 5G. I mean, this phone costs several times over. You can get, like, right now, if you wanted to get the 6S, you can get it for $50. You know, you can get more than 10 of those 6Ss for the iPhone 12 mini. And the 6S compares very, very well still today, even up against the 12 mini. I mean, it's gonna feel old school because of the big bezels. It does not have Face ID, but it still does all the same things that the 12 mini does. For example, it has AirDrop. You could do FaceTime, iMessage. It has the same software as the 12 mini. It's gonna be the last year that the software will be updated on the 6S, but you know, if you could find this phone with good battery life, I would suggest, you know, to still using it, because it's still this design is still being sold by Apple with the iPhone SE 2020. They don't even look that much different, except for the glass on the back, but the front looks exactly the same with the home button and stuff, and has a little advantage. I mean, if you still like the home button, that's going to be an advantage over the 12 mini, which only has Face ID, and it has, you know, the headphone jack. If you want to plug in stuff without using a dongle, that's still pretty good. I mean, you can still connect your smartwatch. I mean, your Apple Watch. It'll still work with your Apple TV, iMovie. I mean, everything will be a little bit slower, but overall, I mean, it's still gonna do almost the exact same job as the 12 mini. Nothing really changed experience-wise. It still has a great camera, which is better than a lot of Android phones out there today. So, although obviously the iPhone 12 mini is more advanced, more powerful, I would suggest getting that one if you want to use it for several years. But if you're in a pinch and you still want an iPhone and you still are in the Apple ecosystem, I mean, the 6S for $50, it's not too bad either. Well, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.